Well, I didn't do any recording yesterday. Yeah, yesterday kind of was the capper on a couple of bad days. Bad days from the standpoint of timing. I had a snafu getting my load delivered on time because of all the delays I'd run into over the weekend. I got into Carlisle, that's where I stopped for the night. I guess it was a Sunday night. Today's Tuesday. Reported in my updated ETA, and I did that Sunday night. And then Monday morning when I got up, I was informed that the customer couldn't reschedule until Wednesday morning, which is still like tomorrow. So I had a decision to make. I opted to, and I coordinated with my people in Green Bay to do what's called relay the load. That means that I get to drop it at our terminal in Carlisle, and then they would set up a company driver to relay it on to the customer. The problem with that for me is by doing that process, Schneider charges ICs $400 to do that because it interrupts. They have to jump through a bunch of hoops to coordinate that with a company driver and to make that happen. Now, that doesn't mean it costs them that much money, but you know, it could, because they got to make sure they have somebody available, and or they have to take someone off of something. That comes out of whatever money I would have been paid for doing that. On top of that, since I didn't even take it all the way, I was about 120 miles short, so they adjusted my compensation to equal only the amount that the distance that I did haul it. So that sucks. I got to take some ownership of that, though. Yeah, there were delays that were outside my control, but I could have chose not to book that load. I already knew it was going to be tight, so that was the decision that I made. By booking a load that was tight on time and not taking into account road construction, it is the summer, I should have realized that that was not a good choice. I should not have booked that load. Yeah, I got to eat that. After I went through all that, I dropped the load. I dropped that trailer in our terminal, and I went over. I had another problem. I had another tire problem on my tractor. Had a slow leak. I was airing it up, each morning for the past couple of days. But I knew I had to get it looked at, so I figured, okay, fine. I don't have this load. I can bobtail over to one of the truck stops. So I went to a Petro in Carlisle, got it looked at. I was hoping it could just be something simple and be repaired. No, I didn't get that lucky. It was another nail, and once again, it was near the sidewall in an area that cannot be patched, or so they tell me. It's where the curve, if you look on the inside of the tire, it's where the curve starts to go down the sidewall on the inside of the tire. And apparently you cannot patch that. That makes sense to me, but I'm not an expert on tire stuff. So there was that, and I booked another load, the load I'm on now, and had plenty of time on it, except that I wound up losing 3 hours getting that tire problem resolved. I had to buy another tire, by the way. If I didn't mention that, I had to buy another tire. About a recap this time. I figure as long as I'm putting nails through tires, I may as well get it recapped. They're less expensive. So anyway, I got this load. I went and got it after I got the tire fixed or replaced. Picked it up in Shippensburg, which is just about 20 miles south of Carlisle. Now we are headed up to South Portland, Maine. Well, I drove last night for as long as I could, and I'm in Millford, Connecticut, right on I-95. This is a rest area. Well, they call it something else, travel plaza. I got here about 3 this morning. Since I'm already on a late day. I've been on a late day for the last several days. So right now it's 1 o'clock, just after 1 o'clock. I am headed up to South Portland, Maine. I've got to be there about 6 o'clock. So I've got 5 hours. I got 244 miles to go. Alright, it's our turn. We're gonna roll out of here now. One nice thing is this is a really light load. I forget exactly what it is, but I don't know, 13,000 or something. Oh, what's that guy doing? I was gonna go this way. The car carrier looks like he's trying to get into the fuel island. That's a strange way to go about doing that. Yeah, these places are really tight. We're getting close to intersecting Interstate 95 finally. We've been on 495. That's the way outer beltway around Boston. So let's see, we've got less than 2 miles before we hit 95 northbound. And then shortly after that, New Hampshire. Here we are intersecting with Interstate 95 north. Well, I guess you can't see it, but we are. Here we come. Now it's just a little ways up here to New Hampshire. Welcome to New Hampshire. Well, 15 miles later, we're leaving New Hampshire. And we're going to cross into Maine, which is where I expect we'll spend the rest of the day. This delivery is expected to take about 3 hours for unloading and probably inventory. It's always like that with a grocery store distribution center. They unload everything, they depalletize everything, they count it, they sort it, and verify every last thing. Always takes a while. It may not take 3 hours, but it could. Anyway, so that's why I expect that this is gonna, wrap up the day. So we'll see. But we are in Maine, and we've got 47 miles to go. Exit off of Interstate 95, but we're getting onto 295, headed towards Portland. We shouldn't be on here for too long because we're only 4 miles from where we're going, which is South Portland. So we should be exiting, 1 mile. Looks like. Yep. 1 mile. We've got to go through this final toll booth. This is where we check out. I have an easy pass, so I get to go in this lane. That's our exit coming up. This is a nice little town, South Portland, city of. This is where the sign said to turn right. Runnery, yep, that's it. Runnery Industrial Park. My other GPS wants to go straight there. Well, there it is, dead ahead. Channel 3 on the CB. Report to the gatehouse. That makes sense. You know, I thought I had been to this place before, but I have not. All right, I'm surprised. I do not have to go. I do not have to go to the staging area, which is over there on the right, which you can't see. Instead, I got a door assignment right away, which is nice. I mean, that is what should happen. I have an appointment, and I'm on time for the appointment, so it makes sense that I would get a door assignment right away, but it rarely works that way. Anyway, we got one. We're going to door 85, which is right over there on the left. Also got to look for the office. I've got to go check in there next. Alrighty. Okay, we are lined up. I've got the doors open. Just got to back into place. And there we are. I might want to pull up just a tad. Sometimes those gates won't come up if you're right up to it. Okay, just need to go inside and check in now. If you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see even more videos from all over the United States, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also invite you to visit my website to learn more about my over-the-road trucking adventure and what it's like living on the road.